Good evening, OPOS Chefs. We will continue the 10-minute series with the bread upma and Mirchi tomato saag. Start the stopwatch. Start chopping up the onions. So bread upma is basically a very simple way to convert any starch into a full meal. So we'll just spice it up with the basic masala of onions, green chilies and some spice powders. Mix in any starch you like. In this case you'll mix in bread, but you can mix any ready to eat starch like poha, like chopped up flatbreads, like puffed rice, like cornflakes, anything, any ready to eat starch. Chopping up a couple of onions should take us around a couple of minutes. Loading should take us another minute or so, and cooking should take us around 3 to 4 minutes. This is a 10-minute dish from scratch. You don't need to chop it too fine. And if you are planning to mix in more starch, then spice it heavily. Add more oil, spice it heavily so you can stretch it to feed more people. So I'll be mixing in around 4 to 5 bread slices, about a couple of cups of chopped bread. Let me start loading the cook pot with maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. Add all this. Mix it well so everything gets coated with oil. I'm going to mix in 1/4 cup of cashews too. And mix it all well. So everything gets coated with oil. Some curry leaves. And whatever spice powders you like. I'm going to add in a bit of garam masala, bit of turmeric powder, anything in your spice box. A bit of cumin powder, some salt, some chili powder, and that's it. Keep the vent open because you want the onions to caramelize, and I'm going to set this on the veg mode. While it is cooking, I'll do the Tamatar Mirchi Saag. This is a rewrite. So you need around 100 grams of chilies, green chilies. Remove the stalks. Get the biggest green chilies, biggest, fattest, glossiest green chilies you can find. This is a 5 to 6 minute recipe. We'll just pressure bake chopped green chilies with some tomato and spices. So this will be a semi-pickle. Chop the chilies into big pieces. I'm going to use a big knife. Chop them all at once. Into big bits. So this will be the bottom layer. Let me start loading it. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. Add the green chilies as a bottom layer. And I'm also going to add some garlic. Around 3 to 4 garlic cloves. You can just crush it with your hand or with the flat of your knife. Remove the peels and add it whole. So use a knife if you do not have a strong wrist. Use the flat of a knife. Ensure that the garlic touches the bottom. And I'm going to cut up around 50 grams of tomatoes into wedges. Cut each into around 4 pieces. Ensure that the garlic touches the bottom. And for the tomatoes, I'm going to mix them with spices. So I'll mix them with spices and then add it as a top layer. The spices are completely your choice. I'm going to add some garam masala. This is 1/4 teaspoon. Some chili powder. Some cumin powder or fennel powder if you like. Some turmeric powder. Spices just do not matter. Bit of coriander powder and some salt, maybe half a teaspoon of salt. So just mix it all up. And add it on top. Whatever is remaining can go on top like this. And mix it up later. Close, cook on high for just a couple of whistles. By the time you clean all this up, your curry should be done. Okay, just get the bread chopped and ready. You don't need to remove the crust. You can chop it with the crust. There you go. The bread is ready. And once this is done, you just need to make some bread and some bottle tadka. You can also mix in some, that's 3 beeps, which signifies the countdown has started. In a couple of minutes this should be done. I've kept the vent open so that the onions can caramelize. I can already smell them caramelizing. Just bring this into the frame. So these are ultra simple dishes. This is a template. for converting any ready-to-eat starch into a meal with a very basic onion masala. And this is a template for converting any vegetable or any fruit into a kind of a pickle, spiced pickle. So instead of tomato, you can use pineapple, you can use mango, you can use sour apples, you can use any sweet and sour fruit you like. Do not look at these as recipes. All these are templates. You can infinitely extend them by changing the key building blocks. You can see the steam coming out. That's done. It will switch off on its own. You see the off message. Release the pressure. Push down the safety valve if you need. Because even at the vent open, a slight amount of pressure gets built up. See? I am unable to open it. You see that the onions are nicely caramelized. I'm also going to break in an egg. You can skip this. The egg will cook and retain heat. Look at that, it's already cooking. So this will make it a protein-rich meal. The egg is scrambled already. Two whistles are up. Just mix in the bread. Mix in some bottle tadka. And our bread upma is ready. You can let it sit and retain heat for a few minutes for all the flavors to merge together. Now I have used whole wheat bread, which explains the slight brownish tinge. There you go. This is good enough for one very hungry person. Or you can add a couple of slices of bread and serve it for two people. Let's see how this looks. Looks exactly the same way as we put stuff in. Mix it all up. The tomatoes have cooked well. Just need to bottle it after it cools down and refrigerate it. This will be a very spicy side dish or anything you like. I'm going to mix in some bottle tadka along with this too. This is the basic dry red chilies and mustard cumin bottle tadka. So there you go. You have a couple of dishes done from scratch in under 15 minutes. Not too bad, no? Try this out and please post your validations. Thank you very much.